AM getting banned out, whereas Yellow Submarine look like they want to probably gearing up to pick more strength heroes, because Lifestealer, Timbersaw, Undying all banned out. Don't want this Io or Mars to feel too vulnerable, and probably more strength heroes after that.
I don't know. I guess that one of the benefits of this is like you can maybe just try and outlast the damage coming from Snap or something. Oh, that's a nice pick. Are they gonna draw now?
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I think Drow works for their draft. I mean, regardless of what they want to pick, Venge has just like always been one of those kind of counters to Void in a way, because Void's going to be looking to chrono your carry or your mid, and having a swap save just is nice.
Yeah, it usually seems like Venge or Shadow Demon's a popular answer to chrono saves, but having one of those guarantees is always comforting, and they do indeed go for the Drow Ranger.
Very clear game plan for the Submariners.
I love that name. That was great.
Any Submariners?
Is that even a word?
It is, I think.
Okay.
Is it?
Submariner?
Yeah, I think it is. I think that's what you call someone who's in a submarine.
The Undermariners?
Maybe.
5 seconds remaining.
It's a rough job.
The below seaman.
It is a rough job. My last Uber drive I had was in the Navy in submarines, and you'd just be in a submarine for 6 months at a time or something. Like,
we're gonna get to know what that's like here.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. That's what
pure
we're getting into.
isolation.
Yeah, pure isolation with the same dudes and gals for 6 months. No
Jeez.
one else. No contact with your family. No one knows where you are because you're, like, off the
Yeah,
radar.
you don't even get to see the sun, like unlike other naval people.
Yeah, no vitamin D. I mean, you're probably taking
Surely
some vitamin D pills, but
There's been like some psychological horror movie with this, right?
probably.
I mean, there have been a lot of submarine movies, like Sean Connery's.
The Hunt for Red October.
Exactly.
Rip.
Okay.
Rip. Or
That's true.
Connery.
But I feel like there are, I don't know if I think there's a game that takes place also on a submarine that's a horror game.
I feel like I remember a Splinter Cell like map. where you
Oh
had to
yeah,
do a
I can see
submarine
that
thing.
also.
Take a lot of, mental fortitude.
That's right.
Something Dota players would not be good at, with being on a submarine for 6
This
months at a
GG
time.
ad after the
Yeah,
first-
get me out.
Someone
done,
eats
and
your
you just
ration.
start, like, opening the thing
You're
up
like, I don't
top.
care, man.
Yeah.
I'm
The
outta
way
here.
the guy put it was like, if you wanted to go home, the only way you were leaving the submarine was out the torpedo chute. That was his words. I was like, okay, I'm not sure if we're gonna, see eye to eye on this one, but
Jeez.
no. Tough. All right.
HellRaisers do indeed pick up the Invoker, so your call's coming to fruition here, Lyrical.
It's you get to the end of the night and you just start like
Savant levels.
exactly.
You're on the ball.
Yeah, you had the Void Invoker and the Venge Drow,
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't have the Venge. I can't take responsibility for that one.
but the Drow.
The
That's
Drow.
right. Yeah.
Hey.
So mid hero for Yellow Submarines and HellRaisers.
Radiant team back.
Looking for probably just a support? Guess up in the air, depending what they want to do with Invoker.
Yeah, I would lean towards them picking a 4 position on HellRaisers.
Dire team back.
It's weird. Maybe like an Earth Spirit or something.
I like how HellRaisers themselves ban the Brood.
Yeah.
they're so damaged. They're like, no more Brood.
This is a terrible Brood game if Yellow Submarines even wanted to pick it. You're against a Centaur,
Yeah.
and I mean, mainly just the Centaur is an
Yeah,
issue.
you can just send Centaur.
Yeah.
Right. Then you have offlane Invoker, and I think that their combo is kind of dependent upon Invoker getting those levels.
That's true.
Yeah, so I guess maybe for their last pick, you want someone else who may be able to do something with a Chrono, because right now, I guess Snapfire can do enough with Mortimer Kisses, but one more source of damage would be nice, because Cataclysm doesn't come online until way later on, once Invoker first has Aghanim Scepter, but also has more points in Exort.
I think some kind of like fighting hero too, for when Chrono's down, Void's just gonna be farming away. So you just want someone to fight with the low cooldown of the Centaur Sun.
Yeah. They ban out the Earth Spirit, so no possibility for that.
Some kind of like, you want maybe some burst, do with an Io, like a tiny type hero.
Team pick.
Ooh, ET
ET,
is
okay.
good.
Really good with the Chrono.
Yeah. Oh yeah, more synergy. Ooh,
That's a lot of damage.
the old Void ET.
Yeah. Okay. So
Huh. This is weird now.
you have to figure out a mid laner to go up against Invoker. Won't have to worry about rotations too much, I suppose. I guess Tornado into Stomp could be a thing if the ET decides to rotate. But I think you mainly just want to abuse an Invoker.
If this was like NA, it'd be... Well, I would have said Morphling, but now you can't do it with ET. Because you could do like the Morphling mid thing. I don't know, something like...
What's a Toronto, Tokyo kind of hero?
A Pango or something weird like that? You know?
This also feels like an NA thing.
Probably.
The old tiny mid.
Okay.
I don't know. Something that could just go around making plays. Tinies, Void Spirits.
I wonder if OD is in his arsenal, because
I was thinking about that for the save. It's nice, but...
save like your multiple
Okay.
Sanity's Eclipse would be pretty good. But they go with TA.
TA's a rough hero, but it's good against Invoker, so...
You don't like TA right now, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't like TA much. I think this hero's just been hit too hard too many times, and just feels like it doesn't do enough out of the mid lane, or just in general as a hero.
Yeah, you really need a hero who can build up stacks for you, which, I mean, Venge and Io are both pretty good heroes at establishing stacks in the jungle. We will see if they will be able to take advantage of that, as we will jump to a quick break. And when we come back, we will be jumping right into the game number 2 here at the Dota Monster Energy Summit 13. Welcome back, as we are now ready. Oh, well, I just spoke too soon.
Dun dun dun.
Game number 2.
Toronto, Tokyo, what's up, man?
Hey!
You seen from the game?
Nice. Is it Nyx again that's DC'd?
No, it's Toronto, Tokyo.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Toronto,
that's what you
Tokyo,
said,
yeah, so
sorry.
I'm calling him out.
What's happening?
Playing from 2 different cities. Oh, and of course, don't forget, those of you watching, to vote for the MVP. bts.gg/monstermvp. Your vote will... We'll be honest, there are not very many people voting right now. So if you vote, you could single-handedly determine who the MVP is.
I'm voting Toronto, Tokyo
I'm voting
already.
Toronto, Tokyo.
For that name.
We will only...
He played well, too.
He did play well.
Yeah.
We will only calculate votes from the winning team, so you could save it, or if you just have a hard read on who you think is going to win, you could go right now. We're going Toronto, Tokyo here on the couch.
They took game 1, you know?
Yeah, they did.
Played really well.
And this is a more there's no funny business in these drafts. There's no 10th pick Broodmothers, whereas you could somewhat pin the first loss for HellRaisers on that 10th pick Broodmother. But still, it seems like we're all kind of leaning HellRaisers with this team fight potential.
Is that the way it goes, though? Like, you can
tell me?
pin the loss on your own 10th pick Broodmother?
Oh yeah, I definitely think that can be a thing.
Okay.
I've seen some garbage 10th picks that I would definitely blame losses on. We may have seen a 10th pick Ogre Magi mid in Southeast Asia earlier today. I wonder if we could pin the loss on that.
I think it was 9th pick, but, you know...
It
I
was
don't think
their
it was
last
10th.
pick.
Yeah, it was
though.
their last
their
pick.
Last
it was,
pick.
yeah. It wasn't 10th pick of the draft.
was
But,
Yeah.
the ogre's
But yes, it was
fault. Wow, he was
So
great.
10th picks can absolutely be blamed. But here, even drafts. If you are you leaning HellRaisers? Are you leaning Yellow Submarines? Just based off the 10 heroes on the screen right now.
I think, yeah, it's safe to say I'm leaning HellRaisers a little bit. I think Yellow Submarine have looked like a more prepared team, though.
Fair.
Their draft just feels very risky. Very little room for error. This Drow plus TA. It's kind of like this old school combo. All single target physical damage. They need a snowball. They need to get Roche. They just need to push tempo, take control of the map, push lanes out, push towers, and not give HellRaisers a chance to get back in the game, which, you know, is possible. It's just hard to do.
Yellow Submarine is not going to win this game. I know it.
Okay.
I'm completely sure.
I like the confidence.
You've got so much wave clear on HellRaisers. Like you're saying that they don't necessarily have they need to keep those waves pushed out on Yellow Submarine. And like how are you going to take Roche with an ET nearby? How are you going to take Roche with the Faceless Void? It feels really hard to make that happen. I think at late game it's just Cataclysm, GG.
Yeah, I think it really comes down to them getting like Blink Deso on TA and a Blink on Mars and just killing heroes and taking Roche because they're dead. But yeah, I think their path to win the game on the Dire side is tricky. Definitely HellRaisers a lot more room for error when it comes to just, you know, they got big ultimates. They just got to land a few here or there. You can whiff a Chrono and you're probably still okay. Maybe you lose a Roche, but you can defend your high ground.
Yeah, that should be relatively easy to
yeah.
keep up with.
I mean, HellRaisers, I mean, their team fight potential is very scary.
Building up the damage.
Yeah, Io and the Mars in the offlane for Yellow Submarine. Meanwhile, it's going to be the Venge and the Drow here in the safe lane, going up against the Snapfire Centaur. And of course in the mid lane, Invoker versus Templar Assassin. A matchup as old as time.
Yep. Typically, yes, fairly TA favored, which is why the TA is picked up in response to the Invoker. I mean, you're never picking TA unless you have a good TA matchup. That's basically the condition for picking TA is I have a favorable mid matchup. Or at least a decent mid matchup. So we'll see if Kasai... I mean, Kasai is just looking to get the best he can. He'll get levels and he can ultimately impact the game just by having levels.
Yeah, this era of Quaswex Invoker definitely falls victim to Templar Assassins.
I have to say, Psyblades are like one of my favorite mechanics to watch. When you hit some good Psyblades, it's just like, so good.
One of my favorite TA moments was TI2 Ferrari 430.
The blind on the Broodmother.
Yeah, back when Brood was Invis.
Yep, I know exactly.
I can still hear LD casting that one.
Yeah.
That was...
It was on the dire jungle near the tier 2 tower. I remember that vividly.
Yep. That was...
Wow.
That was a nice attempt with the Brad.
Nice attempt.
I wish that worked. That would be so sick if that worked.
That would have been amazing.
Oh.
The projectile may have already been in the air, actually. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think
because she looked like she was standing perfectly behind it, but nope, Snapfire managed to get that one little gunshot.
Okay, so that makes me think now. What do you think about the idea of, like, ranged projectiles getting, like, blocked by trees? Like, an arrow would stick into a tree instead of
like how Mars' spear or something like that? It would actually connect?
Yeah, so that way you can't, like, right-click people in the trees as a ranged hero.
I think we've all been awake too long.
Because I just imagine, like, that, like, gunshot from Snapfire hitting the tree, and that, like, protects her.
You're thinking in cinematics.
Yes, exactly. Oh, that sounds so cool.
Well, she has a full bracer now, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah. We saw the Snapfire earlier today, Signal going first item bracer.
Right, yeah.
As a support, too, so...
That game did not go too well, though, either.
But, some aggression up top.
Slow lands on Miposhka.
Will's taking a lot of damage from the Drow, though.
Yep, and that double edge does not do enough to finish off the Venge. Now Funnick in a little bit of trouble. The Cookie is on cooldown.
He's got the stun.
And he connects it, as well as the wave. Funnick still, goes down.
What a disaster. Wow, that was awful.
Yeah, those moments are always awkward because it's like HellRaisers are the ones that initiated that aggression and they just completely miscalculate their kill potential and their damage output. Yeah, it wasn't really any... They outplayed themselves more than anything.
Yeah, I guess they must have thought they had a level advantage or something after getting that first blood, but not the case.
Yep. How it goes. They'll need to be able to pull it back together. I think that this lane looks really strong. And
this is under the tower, but a lot of damage. Nice, yeah.
Well played. I mean, that's like the dream combo that they want to go for right there, and it's why they pick it. Like, Cookie into Stomp and then just double edge, and it's really hard to stop that as a, Drow.
I miss the old pub combo, the tiny Centaur. Yeah, that was always a classic. Toss in the old Centaur and he just hoof stomps you. But yeah, this is where I think the Drow dying there doesn't actually hurt Yatoru's game that much. He was kind of low on HP and regen. He gets to go back to base, reset, buy his items, and now he's going to come back to lane and instantly have an edge, get a kill himself. So his death there actually doesn't hurt him too much. The key thing is that he's, getting farm.
Yeah, he misses a fair amount of CS going for that kill, but all the experience was still in range, so not that big of a sacrifice.
Feels like that's something that's more and more true now, is like the deaths don't really matter, like in these early goings at all, almost.
Yeah, I think they're mainly time dependent. Like, it happened around 5 minutes, so I actually don't know what the top bounty rune's still there, and Centaur is actually going to pick it up. But I think those are the biggest expenses of these early game fights, is if they're happening around bounty runes or 4-minute runes. Otherwise, it's not really that big of a deal.
But all 3 lanes looking pretty good so far for the Yellow Submarines. Not like a crushing advantage, but definitely significant.
I'm not feeling good about my prediction, guys.
Invoker trying to rotate, gets the gust back, but the EMP is going to burn out Yatoro. Double Edge finishes him off.
There
Nice rotation. Because Drow had just kind of died recently, TP back the lane. I think we'll have TP back up, but kind of just signals that, like, hey, no lane is safe for you, Drow. You gotta go head into the jungle or something at this point.
Snapfire is the highest net worth on Radiant's team.
Haste.
First blood makes all the difference.
Nice.
Yeah, and the Invoker kind of having a slightly difficult lane, but yeah, Void is doing surprisingly poorly down bottom with the ET support. I mean, the Io Mars is like a good lane, but I wouldn't consider it like a insanely strong lane.
I guess it's just 2 melees against
Yeah.
a Mars and an Io. Spear does not connect.
I feel like usually this is a lane where the ET can have a great time, but maybe just the neutral camps being blocked and unable to stack them, for example.
Radiant's
Yeah.
bottom tower is under
Another
attack.
attempt on this top lane. Kasani with the follow-up rotation, but it's not the Drow Ranger, it'll only be the Venge.
So this entire time, though, you have Mars that's keeping this pressure on down bottom here.
Yeah, it seems like the HellRaisers adjustment was like, okay, Void, we've lost bottom lane, whether we're meant to or not, doesn't matter. We need to get Void a lane. He's just gone mid, while the Invoker is creating space,
Radiant's
roaming
middle
around.
tower is under
ET, the
attack.
support, is going to take bottom and just try get levels, create space. That's what he's telling his team, you know, space created. And they'll be on their way.
That was super well played. You like got that stomp to make sure you could
Dire's
walk
top
away,
tower
waste some more
is
of their
under attack.
time.
Dire's
Yeah,
top tower
that death
is
there
falling.
doesn't matter for ET. He got some levels here or there. He's just happy to have a lane to get some XP as a 5 position. And Void doesn't want anything to do with bot lane anymore,
Radiant's
so
bottom tower is
Nick's
under
getting
attack.
some farm in mid lane.
It does bode well, though, also that they're going to be able to probably pressure and take down that tier 1 tower. So a little bit of a trade-off.
Ooh. But now with the ultis up, this is where HellRaisers can perhaps make a play, fight, defend these towers. The Chronosphere plus Mortimer's
Radiant's
Kisses
bottom tower
gives
has
you
fallen.
basically a kill on
Dire's
anybody
middle
you
tower
find.
is under attack.
Pajkatt's about to hit level 6, though. I'm actually surprised he didn't stick around for that ancient XP. But it doesn't look like they want to take too much advantage of this arcane rune on the Void and force out a Chrono, which I think is a good thing. Sometimes teams will get over-eager with it. But they are gearing up for a mid lane siege. Io also level 5, so no relocate online quite yet. But the arena pops out. No cookie.
Nice.
Cookie's in.
The walk away.
Might get a revenge kill. Io's not an easy kill if he can get a tether out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, did not go very far, though.
Was that the cold? No, it was the cold snap that interrupted, I believe.
I mean, this
Or-
is
yeah.
still fine. Look at
Radiant's
them. It's
middle
4
tower
heroes
is
down
under
Yeah,
bottom.
he gets
Yeah.
after that.
Wow.
Radiant's
Like,
That Yellow Submarines just outmaneuvering them. Free farming TA mid, free farming Gerald top, while getting a kill bottom.
And maybe even getting this tower as well. No TP.
That's
freebie.
crazy.
Radiant's middle
I mean, this is the
tower
game plan.
has
They have
fallen.
such a inferior team fight that they've got to play this kind of hit and run style. They need to snowball. They got to get this early lead and just control Roche and push towers as early as possible.
So far,
Already
so good.
2 tier 1s have dropped.
Pretty big swing right there. I mean, those last couple of minutes just look so good for you if you're Yellow Submarine, but it could all come apart right here. Like,
HellRaisers invading for this 10-minute bounty rune. TA
the-
maybe the casualty.
Yeah, the TA kill.
Oh, nope. Toronto Tokyo is wise to it.
so bad's right behind him too.
Yeah, I think they kind of can.
Oh,
Okay.
They're
Is
separated.
he baiting though? Io's behind him with level 6. Io's level 6.
stop comes out. There will be no follow-up disable, but the Venge swap will
They're still
save
baiting
her.
it. They're waiting for
Tornado
the Chrono.
clips too. There's the Chrono. Relocate begins. And, okay, just takes him out a little bit. Doesn't need to. Void does not finish off the kill. The Venge will die instead. But the Snapfire will get trapped in the arena. Want to get some follow-up, but the IO is going to leave in a few seconds, and there is no blink or anything on Toronto Tokyo TA. Maybe Collapse will be able to get a spear. Dodges out the stomp. And
Okay,
it looks
yeah,
like
they'll
they'll
get
leave
at least
ET
ET,
behind.
Yeah, this was really well played. Submarine.
Yeah, they just kept baiting them. They knew if they commit a Chronosphere, the IO relocate save was always there.
Yeah, those level 6s being hit on these Yellow Submarine supports were critical.
It was like this cat and mouse game. Like, HellRaisers knew the relocate save was there. They were trying to bait an early relocate, and the IO was so patient. It was very well played by the IO, not panicking and using... Like, I was expecting a relocate just to be used to try and save the TA, but it was not needed. And if you relocate into that chronosphere, that's how you lose that fight. Or tether into the chronosphere.
It just, to me, feels like it's... Yellow Submarine is just playing really better.
Yep.
Yeah, and game 1 also kind of showed that.
Like, this isn't a draft thing. This is just them playing better. They're really good at Dota.
Yep. They're just on the same page as a team. They know what they're doing. It feels like HellRaisers seem more like that kind of pub stack mentality where they're not just not all on the same page.
Looks like they're gearing up for another smoke. They have Stampede available, but I don't think they completed any major items, and Chrono's still on cooldown. So they're kind of just all grouped up in the mid lane, doing nothing.
Fennec has one component of his Aghanims, I believe, and that Blink Dagger could just spell all the difference. Still only 1 point up in that ulti. It's still early on
Dire's
here.
middle tower is under attack.
Deso done 12 minutes.
Yeah, so Roche taking possibility is now available, which means that HellRaisers either need to keep some wards here or have a hero in the vicinity.
Beat down. Going for treads.
Regeneration.
And I mean,
Radiant's
we talked a
middle
lot
tower
about
is
like
under
the
attack.
Cataclysm with the Chronosphere, but I guess you can also just like throw EMP in there and eventually the Meteor and stuff.
Yeah, the Invoker levels, we're not going to see much Exort anytime soon, so I'm kind of worried. Like, yeah, theoretically, the teamfight AoE ultimates of HellRaisers are scary, but farm and level-wise, they just aren't keeping up. And the save on the Yellow Submarine side with the IO Relocate, the Venge Swap.
There's the Chrono, but Venge is right behind her. Zoop.
Dire's top tower is under
And Stampede used.
And
They
IO.
are going to find the IO.
I guess he
who relocated in.
I'm not sure what happened there. Was he meant to bring someone?
I don't know.
I think Mars was maybe with him, and we'll see where he goes back to. If it was bottom jungle. Yeah, I think he was with Mars, and they maybe broke tether.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well,
Not 100% sure.
no big deal. Now they have Arena, and Centaur's ult is down. He blinks in, doesn't find anyone who he wants to kill. So instead, he will just isolate the Centaur.
They might get Roshi with Chrono down, or at least they can just... I mean, they can take any fight, push any tower they want, or just farm the map. I mean, anytime Chrono's down, there's just like a huge advantage for Yellow Submarines.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they're not rushing. It's possible that if they get an Aegis now, they won't be able to do anything with it.
Yeah.
And they can all take Roche whenever they feel like, okay, they go in.
Yeah, they have the Deso. I mean, Deso Blink Aegis is kind of their timing.
Right.
The Aegis allows TA just to frontline and not worry about getting Chrono. I mean, you already don't have to worry about getting Chronoed, as we saw with the swap, but ideally, the Venge doesn't have to, you know, suicide.
We're really backing up right now. Interesting.
I think they're just dodging the stomp.
Got it. Makes sense.
Because they have Arena available, so they don't have to finish this if they don't want to.
Dodging Stomp, dodging EMPs. But, I mean, if anything, they want to take a fight. They kind of welcome HellRaisers to come and contest this.
Oh, they find the ET with a swap. There's the magic missile stun, and King Air will get iced out
Radiant's middle tower
by
is
that
under
meld
attack.
strike.
Well,
The temple
the game plan
Radiant
being followed
structures are
exactly how
fortified.
Yellow Submarines wanted it to be.
No
So
team
far,
fights. I want no team fights whatsoever.
Run away.
Run away.
Yeah. Or it's the if they use ultimates, give them the single support kill, give them the
Yeah.
Venge, give them the Io, whoever it may be, and then just take any
Arena
objective you want on the
used
map.
somewhere? Where are we arenaing? Oh, hello.
Cool.
Don't. Oh, okay. He survives.
Jeez. Collapse is made a bit of a faux pas here.
Almost got the solo kill though.
Now they're sort of getting in a position still where they can pressure, and I guess it sucks having the arena down, but I don't know if it's necessary. I feel like you can take like one piece of the team fight out of Yellow Submarine and they're like still fine.
That's
You
such a
can
low
still blink
cooldown.
spear. You can still blink spear, and yeah, it's a low cooldown. Like I think you can easily fight without it.
3.5 minutes left on this Aegis. I imagine they will continue shrinking the map for HellRaisers.
Would you say that the Mars death and almost solo kills a,
structures are
you know,
fortified.
moral like a victory for Yellow Submarines or HellRaisers? Like, he's asserting dominance that he almost got a solo kill.
If it was a solo kill on like a more important core, then maybe.
Okay. But for HellRaisers get the small victory on that
Yeah,
one. Okay.
I'll give it to them.
From the unworthy.
But losing all these towers is
Yeah.
definitely a big victory for Yellow Submarine.
This is looking like the, you know, old school bread and butter TA games.
Yeah. Snowball, out of control, relocate comes for the Centaur.
But a lot of those games, the fall off of TA also happens. So we'll.
Yes, but here with a Venge and an IO all enabling a Drow, I don't
Yeah.
see this falling off very soon.
All they need is a telescope. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, exactly.
The other thing is that like I think TA falls off significantly less with the meld bash strike too, right?
Yeah, 25 is such a huge spike for her.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Feels quite strong.
Dire's bottom tower
Oh, she's
is
not going
under attack.
BKB. That's a little intense.
She's got so many saves. Relocate and swap.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, and with Chrono and
Radiant's top
Sunstrikes,
tower is under
well, I guess
attack.
Sunstrike's not coming in, but yeah, you're not feeling like it's required yet.
Man, they might be able to take the
Radiant's
20-minute
top
outpost
tower
if they go bot now.
I mean, they might just go high ground.
They might just go
Yeah,
high
they've
ground
got a
also.
small window.
2 minutes left on the Aegis.
Radiant's top
It's just
tower
nice. It
is under
forces
attack.
HellRaisers to come back and defend as 4 or 5. Because right now HellRaisers is being greedy. You've got Void farming bottom, Invoker farming enemy jungle.
Wow, and he has to stampede to
Yeah.
get out of defending his own high ground.
You're forcing them to TP back to base here. So both cores who are farming the map are now back at base, forced to defend.
They might still lose this tier 3.
Yeah.
I think TA is willing to trade her Aegis for it.
And this Aegis only has a small window left on it.
Yeah, minute 45.
I think that's still pretty good. Like just to even if you end up using it right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Dragonlance for some extra attack range. Just,
Dire
For
are
the
scanning.
telescope.
you know, usually that TA range is one of those things where you want to siege high ground, you have to kind of put yourself in danger's
Yeah,
way.
but with
a bit.
this Venge and
Wow.
that is incredible.
That is some. TA's got the full 600
Yeah,
range.
she's actually a ranged hero. Dude, Drow Ranger's just like parked behind her, waiting patiently.
Yo. What?
Okay,
Okay.
Chrono comes out, but the stop does not come out. Mortimer Kiss is gonna finish off the Venge.
Solo Venge as well.
Yeah,
Or
and
was
now
it these
Spear
one Venge?
connects. That's going to kill the Void. Meanwhile, ET
Radiant's top
also dies to the TA. Snapfire will die to the TA. She still has Aegis available.
Wow. Oh,
Style it.
my goodness.
Ghost
Hide.
Walk.
Dust
is on cooldown.
Oh no.
Radiant's top barracks are
YOLO
under
Spear
attack.
does not connect, but I mean, it's Invoker versus the world right now.
Yep, they're going to get racks off of this. Really well played.
This was unsettling how easily this was done.
Yeah.
They played really, really well.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
And a little bit of mixture of
Radiant's top barracks
old
has
HellRaisers not putting up a complete fight.
Yep. We all have a new favorite player in the CIS region.
Oh,
Toronto, Tokyo.
yes.
Is he CIS? Or is he European?
I assume he's CIS since they're a CIS team.
Okay.
But that is probably an assumption I shouldn't make.
We have a favorite player, regardless.
Yeah,
that's true.
But let him
He's
rep
from
the
Russia.
region. He's from
Or
Russia.
Wikipedia
Okay.
says Russia.
All right.
Nice.
I have a new favorite Russian player then. Toronto, Tokyo. Why not Moscow, St. Petersburg?
That's a good point. You know, you'll have to ask him.
I'll have
Maybe
to ask
we'll
him.
get
Maybe
an
we'll get a
interview.
winner's interview with him.
It's a possibility.
I would love to find out.
Now the game's not over.
No.
You know, there's
Mapochka
some things here.
waiting to take this 20-minute outpost. Oh, or kill Kesani. That's also not a bad idea. Outpost time? Let's go. Let's get the kill and the experience.
It's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Oh, yeah. Feels
Nice.
amazing.
Wow.
And 4 bounty runes, perhaps.
4 bounty
I would have
runes.
GG'd right there. Like, I'm done.
If Nyx had died.
if he was the invoker.
Radiant's middle tower
Back to the
is
high
under
ground we
attack.
go. Mars just chilling bottom lane. He's having his own fun game. They don't even need the Aegis for this one.
Nope.
They're just so far ahead.
Oh, Aghanim Scepter
Okay.
online for the Snapfire, but the silence is too quick. No possibility, and the swap will
Still
save
has
the
mech,
IO.
Yeah.
Godlike Toronto, Tokyo.
That was the Hail Mary.
Literally, Snapfire was backing up, tossing that Centaur as far as she could.
Yep.
Oh my god, did he just get a Cyblade kill? I don't know what that was, but ET's dead. Faceless Void's dead. More? More.
This is looking all over.
More.
Yeah,
GG.
Brutal.
Well, that was a rough one.
Yeah.
21 minutes.
That was a series.
Yellow Submarine.
They've knocked out HellRaisers from the tournament.
From the tournament, and they secure their own contention as we move forward into the playoffs.
Yep.
And there will be the second group the second group will be covered by our NA coverage team.
Okay.
Correct.
Later on, yeah.
Later on.
Yeah.
But
When they come in.
solid victory, but day of 2-0s. As we
Unfortunate, but,
unfortunate,
yeah.
yeah. Southeast Asia, we go through the lower bracket, all 2-0s here. As we take a peek at Europe group stage, 2-0, but Yellow Submarine, well-deserved victory. As we are going to jump to a quick break, and when we return, we will break down that slaughter. Game number 2.